Whispers of Hollowmere, an immersive horror story. 12 fully expanded chapters, designed for TTS with Atom voice. Chapter 1. The Inheritance Letter. It began with an envelope, an old bone-colored thing with a wax seal shaped like a twisted eye wrapped in thorns. Evelyn Moore found it wedged beneath a stack of unpaid bills. It had no return address, just her full name written in precise, inked cursive. When she opened it, she was greeted by the kind of paper you don't see anymore. Heavy, thick, and reeking faintly of mildew and age. Inside was a letter from Harrow and Finch, an obscure legal firm. It read, "To Miss Evelyn A. Moore, you are the last living heir to the land and village of Hollowmere, a private estate passed down through blood alone. The attached key opens your family home. Your presence is required. There are no other heirs. Return promptly." Harrow and Finch, solicitors of the old trust. There was also a map. It wasn't digital or even modern. It looked hand-drawn, lines in ink, faint symbols like leaves or eyes surrounding the area. In the center, Hollowmere. But when Evelyn typed the name into her phone, nothing came up. No Wikipedia article, no postal code, not even a Google Earth image. And still, there in her hand was a heavy iron key. It was curved like a vine, cold and humming in her palm. Something had been waiting. Something had called her back. Chapter 2. The Vanishing Village. The next morning, Evelyn packed her bags and started her drive into the English countryside. The road began normally enough. Gas stations, hedgerows, quaint signs pointing toward towns she recognized. But soon, the lanes narrowed. GPS lost signal. The trees thickened, leaning inwards as if trying to keep her from leaving. Fog rolled in, unforecasted. And then, her radio sputtered. Static, then silence. Then something else. A tune, faint and warbled, like an old record player buried under earth. A woman's voice humming a lullaby in a language she couldn't place. It made her chest tighten and her hands tremble. The sign appeared out of the fog. "Welcome to Hollowmere, S to 1647. But the paint was peeling, and beneath it, someone had scrawled in red, "Do not wake it." Chapter 3. The Clocks. That still tick Evelyn stepped into the village and something felt wrong. The homes were untouched. Furniture in place. Fires out but ashes warm. Teacups half full. Cobwebs hung in strange places. Not across objects but hovering in corners like veils. Most disturbing of all, every clock ticked. Every single one. They weren't digital. Old brass wall clocks, dusty cuckoo clocks, even wristwatches on skeletons, of long-forgotten nightstands. All of them ticked. All of them pointed to 4:44. She entered her grandmother's home at the edge of the village. The key turned easily. The kettle inside was still warm. Chapter 4. The reflection in the window. Later that evening, while exploring the dim rooms of the cottage, Evelyn passed a tall, foggy mirror in the hallway. She stopped. Her reflection didn't. It stood still, and then it moved, smiling wide, lifting one hand in a slow, unnatural wave. Its mouth opened. No sound, just the shape of a word. "Listen." Evelyn backed away, heart hammering. Behind her, a floorboard creaked. But no one was there. That night, she dreamed of villagers with white, eyeless faces standing in a circle around a black tree. Their mouths moved in silent prayer. When she woke, the mirror was covered with handprints from the inside. Chapter 5. The diary beneath the floorboards. She found the diary beneath a loose plank under her bed. Bound in crumbling leather, the pages inside were stained with age, and something darker. It belonged to Agnes R. Moore, dated 1891. Agnes wrote of strange disappearances. First, the animals stopped coming. Then the children walked into the woods and never returned. Those who came back were not themselves. They did not blink. They bled from their eyes at night. She described the hollow, a force beneath the village. The hollow listens, the hollow is patient, it waits until we forget. Then it sings. The last page was torn, but one line remained. At 4:44, the mouths open. Chapter 6. The E. Bell that rings at midnight. The first night she stayed, Evelyn awoke to a bell tolling through the village. One chime, then another. She looked at the clock. It was exactly midnight. She ran outside barefoot, wrapped in a blanket. The sound was coming from the chapel, but the bell tower was empty. No bell, no rope, just dust and shadow. And yet the tolling continued. When she looked back toward the forest, she saw silhouettes watching from the trees, not moving, just staring. Chapter 7. The Church. Without a god by daylight, Evelyn returned to the chapel. It was older than the others. The altar wasn't Christian. No cross, no pews. Just a smooth black stone slab carved with symbols that spiraled like thorns and teeth. Behind it was a trap door, nailed shut with rusted iron. It took her hours, but she pried it open. Below was a chamber of bones. Skulls lined the walls like decorations. In the center stood a massive black door. On it was carved an open mouth. It whispered when she got too close. Chapter 8. The Black Door. Opens. That night, Evelyn heard the trap door creak open. By morning, the black door was ajar. Beyond it was nothing. Just a dark spiral staircase leading down into a space too large to fit beneath a village. She descended, each step colder than the last. The whispers grew louder. They called her by name in her grandmother's voice, in her own voice. The walls pulsed like skin, and at the bottom a mirror stood in the dark. Her reflection bled from its eyes. It smiled. Chapter 9. The village awakes. She fled the church, but Hollowmere had changed. It was no longer abandoned. The villagers had returned, or something like them. They moved without blinking, smiled, without emotion, eyes glassy, mouths stitched shut. She tried to drive out, but every road looped back into the square. Time stopped working. Her watch spun backwards. Her phone showed only static, and behind every window, something watched. Chapter 10. The Song of the Hollow. The village gathered at the tree in the square, the same tree from her dreams. Its bark was black and glistening. Human teeth jutted from it like fungus. They began to hum that same lullaby. Low, slow, inhuman. Their mouths never opened, but Evelyn heard them. The sky darkened. The ground trembled. The tree opened like a wound, revealing a void of stars. From it came a single sentence. We remember you. Chapter 11. The memory that wasn't hers. Evelyn collapsed, and visions flooded her mind. She saw her grandmother, young and terrified, carving runes into the altar. She saw herself standing among the villagers decades ago. Impossible. She had never been here, and yet, she had. This wasn't an inheritance. It was a cycle. Every few decades, the Hollow called home one of its Une, not for rest, but for renewal. Chapter 12. The Last Whisper In. A desperate act, Evelyn lit the diary on fire and placed it on the altar. The flames turned blue. The villagers screamed. The black door collapsed into ash. The tree withered and bled. The fog pulled back. The sun cracked through. She ran. Hours later, she collapsed on a country road. No Hollowmere, no road signs, no proof it had ever existed. Only the mark on her palm remained. A weeping eye. And just before she fell into sleep, she heard one last whisper on the wind. We will wait. We always do. If you like the video, then definitely like it, comment, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe. I want to say to everyone, if you need any content or video, please let me know in the comments. I will try to provide it.